Nay!
Nailed it.
Those were the dandy tones of Adamant's Stand and Deliver, played on Kazoo. Hello and welcome to Ffion's spectacularly opulent eatery, which Rory also knows about. This week we've got a very, very special guest, the one and only Prof. Dr. Jane Monckton-Smith.
Woo!
OBE! OBE! Woo! The crowd goes wild. Hello Jane, welcome to this opulent eatery that Rory also knows about. Really sorry about forgetting the old Obe there. So we're very glad that you've joined us today.
Start on a warm note, I've noticed.
Yes, it's a little frosted. It's a little bit frosty. What have you been up to that's led you to this point?
This point here, being here tonight?
Yes.
Well, I would imagine this is a highlight of your
What have I been doing
career.
this week?
What you've been doing this week, sure.
Tell us a little bit about your week.
Yeah.
Lots of murders, mainly.
Yeah.
I mean, what can I say? Can't say too much.
No.
The
Might be
NDAs.
being recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got to be careful.
Yeah.
You are being recorded.
I am being recorded.
I'm wearing a wire.
Did you caution me? Did you caution me that this is not admissible?
No.
None of this is admissible.
Miranda rights. Is that English or American?
That's America.
Oh,
We
that's
could still read them.
Yeah. Well, I haven't given you your Miranda rights, so
No,
anything you say now is not admissible.
not
No.
admissible.
It's-
So we can speak freely here.
Go ahead.
I've just told you everything there is to know.
Well, that wasn't very detailed.
You can't be detailed when you're confessing to stuff.
I didn't know you were confessing.
No,
I
to
thought
be
you
fair-
were- I thought you'd been talking about...
Tripped myself.
Hang
up
on a
there.
second.
Hang on a minute. Rookie error.
Book 'em, boys.
Fucking Dano.
Oh, God.
Fucking Dano. No, sorry about that. I wouldn't. I'm not a criminal.
Well-
Have that be stricken from the record.
Not confessing. I
Yeah,
wasn't
yes.
confessing is what you meant to say.
Stop the tape.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we're off to a fantastic start then. She's accidentally admitted to have committed a lot of crimes.
There's a lot of hand signals going on here.
So I guess that concludes that portion. I don't.
Certainly concluded you there.
What do?
Shut up, Ffion.
That concludes that portion of the chat.
I have no idea what's going on here. What is going on? Rory, you need to, you know, with your hand signals.
I'm not giving any hand signals.
Right.
There's no video evidence for that.
There's a lot of tomfoolery happening.
I feel like
I'm not
you
included.
two are in collusion to
No,
make
I've got
me say
no-
things I don't want to say.
Jane, you admitted to
You
those
came up
murders
first.
having not been
I
prompted.
rest my case.
That's true.
No one told you to admit to that. So I think it's best we just move.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if you've... I can't have it from both of you.
For the listener, what's happening is every so often either Jane or I are giving Ffion the shush signal when she's in the middle of a
With
sentence.
crazy eyes. Absolutely crazy eyes. You're giving me the shush signal with such... I don't know what the word is. Frantic faces.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I didn't.
No, I don't, that's not happening. Listener, that is
Are
not
you
happening.
having a moment?
I'm having an actor moment. I'm having a breakdown. No, okay, so we've walked into the eatery. Oh, great, now Kieran's involved.
Well, I was going to say, I don't know if you caught me walking in the background when you're on the call with Katie.
Quite possibly.
Audio only, don't worry.
It's not being filmed anyway.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have caught you on the mic now, though.
Okay, great. What are we talking about?
Well, Jane's just admitted to a load of murders.
Oh, right.
I wouldn't get involved if I were you.
It's been a good start.
Unless you're going to be a witness for me, of course.
I'll pass, thanks.
Oh,
Betrayed,
thanks.
betrayed by your own son.
Yeah, that was rough.
That was rough. Anyway.
Right, have we had enough mucking around now?
Yes.
So,
No more mucking around, Rory.
I don't know if you've listened to the podcast before. Probably not in your busy schedule full of murders. But you've just been welcomed into our fabulous Opulent Eatery that Rory also knows about. And I would like to know, what does it look like? What's the vibe?
Okay. Well, I gave you a little hint with the theme song.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So I think I'd like some kind of ballroom.
Okay.
Of, you know?
Yeah, not a highway then.
Not a highway, like a
So you can
ballroom,
stand and
very,
deliver.
very opulent, with lots of like as if it was a royal banquet.
Oh yeah.
Like Pride and
Lovely.
Prejudice vibes?
Yes.
Long
that
tables?
kind of thing. Long
Long tables, yeah.
goblets,
Yeah, oh, yes.
candelabras.
Lots of gold.
String quartet in the corner?
No, no. Well,
Not fuss on the string quartet.
No.
Quintet.
Now we are talking, because a quintet might have some drums.
Yeah.
You can't have
All strings.
No. This is not having all strings. We're
Okay.
having drums.
So we've got a drummer.
We've got a drummer,
We've got a drummer in the
and
corner.
those materials that are like
Oh yeah. Drapes.
curtain things.
Yeah,
Drapes.
Drapes.
Yeah.
Drapes.
Like velvet
gold,
curtains.
purple, and
Yeah.
orange.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Well lit.
I don't like it too well lit. So,
A few candles.
candles and that kind of thing.
It's a huge
Yeah.
room lit by 2 candles.
Yeah, 2 tea lights.
Yeah.
Don't have to worry about your makeup.
Why not? Well, this is,
Yeah.
we have to think about these things.
We do.
So have we got like the waiters in the white gloves with the one hand behind their back, or
Well, what I was thinking would be perfect would be your silver service waiters
yeah?
with the old hand behind the back, but dressed as dandies.
Yeah.
Right.
Loving that.
So we've got
We've got the
adamant.
tight trousers and the long leather boots.
Right.
Yeah, adamant.
White face paint.
White
Yeah,
face
I did
paint,
that.
but also the whole Jack Sparrow,
Long hair.
Mr. Darcy,
Yeah.
the whole
Okay.
loads of dandies everywhere,
Yeah.
but not saying anything.
No, of
Just
course, not
standing
speaking.
there being silver service.
Seen
I
but not
find-
heard.
Hmm?
Seen but not heard.
Yes.
I find that interesting. I would not have you down as a silver service enjoyer.
Oh, yes.
But if they're
because
hot
they don't-
dandies,
That's true.
They're hot dandies. They're not speaking.
Yeah.
They're basically being incredibly polite. Yes. Why would
don't
anyone not enjoy that?
I think I would feel uncomfortable.
No.
That's what you're looking for.
Well, when I'm choosing waiters, because I think we specified waiters rather than waitresses.
Well, it could be either.
No, we're talking
Okay,
about
well, it's got to be waiters.
It's got to be waiters. They've got to be sexy.
they
Yeah.
have got to be sexy.
So they've got to be dandies, and
Yeah.
sexy men are better when they're being quiet.
Yeah, always.
That's true.
They need to shut up.
Can
Yeah.
you see where I'm going with
I can
this?
see where you're going with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
For
But
sure.
This is why I'm creating this vibe.
Yeah.
This is
Okay.
my perfect kind of.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're loving it.
I should have expected it from a woman who refuses to travel on a train not in first class.
Who started by saying that she just murdered some people.
Yeah. So.
I have layers.
Yeah. That's the first layer.
So. This dandy has.
Dandies.
You want multi.
Oh God, there's loads of them.
Well, there's loads of them, but only one of.
because they all stand behind you when you're eating,
Okay.
ready to serve the next drink.
Okay, so the main dandy,
All right,
The
main
top dandy.
top dandy,
Top
who's
dandy.
who's in charge of asking you whether you want still or sparkling water,
That one, yes.
has just asked you whether you want still or sparkling water.
What's his voice like, Jane? Because you said you don't want him to speak, but what would his voice be like if he did speak? Deep.
Quite deep and well spoken.
Yeah.
Like
No regional accents.
No.
RP. Obviously.
Yeah, RP. Yeah, so he's speaking. Yeah, fantastic.
Still or sparkling. Was that good?
Perfect.
I thought it was quite aggressive.
Oh, well, I thought you didn't really want him to speak, so
I
I was
don't
making
really.
it speedy.
Well, I will have still, always still.
Yeah.
Tap?
Tap? No.
Okay.
Still bottled.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ice and a slice?
No.
Do you have preference for a manufacturer of said bottle?
No, I don't, actually.
House's choice.
House's choice,
Yeah.
yes.
She suddenly turns into fucking Lady Featherington. Okay.
So it's lukewarm.
Yeah.
House's choice.
No,
You
not
said no ice,
lukewarm.
no
cold, chilled.
Chilled, okay.
Chilled, still water. If I had to have a slice, it would be lime.
Okay.
Okay.
But you don't have to, because this is your dream, so you don't have to have a slice. You don't
Would
want to
Madam
pass,
like a slice?
Thank you.
And they're pouring it for you. You're not pouring it yourself.
No. We're talking about silver service.
Yeah,
here.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to have this wonderful meal, you've got to have the whole vibe.
You do have
When
to
I'm
make
going
it
for a meal, I
very
do like to
special.
have 30 men stood around me in a circle staring at me.
Here's a
Not
question.
at all intimidating.
Here's a question for you,
They're
Jane.
not allowed to look at you. They've got to look
Yeah.
straight ahead.
Are you eating on your own in this scenario?
No.
Who are you eating with? Is it
30
a big
men,
group?
they were stood they're in a circle.
That's true. I shouldn't have asked.
I know I'm sitting with some close friends.
Okay.
Quite
A
a few of
big
them.
group or a small
Well,
group?
you know, probably about 8 would
Okay.
be nice.
Yeah.
And is the
That would be
table so
nice.
large that you're about 4 foot away from everyone else?
Yes, we have megaphones.
Okay.
Yeah. Everyone's
Or
okay. Nice.
If we get a dandy and say, will you pass a message?
Pass the message along. So
Or
it
there
ends up
could
like
be
being
a
Chinese
little
whispers.
train going around where you can pass little messages.
Yes. Yeah. So in your dream restaurant, there's a
There's
mechanical
a model
train
railway.
which is running
There's a
around.
model railway going around the table,
Yeah.
and it carries little petit four
Yeah.
and things like that.
Okay.
Okay.
This is being
No, this is
well, it's your dream.
It's your
Jane.
dream. It's
This is
perfect.
apparently your dream.
yes.
So there's a model railway for messages and petit four,
Yeah.
which is constantly in circulation.
You know, like they have in the Japanese places, they've got
The conveyor belt.
the conveyor belt thing.
So
So this would not be a conveyor belt; it would be a steam train.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would it have
Hello.
real steam?
Murder on the Orient
Yeah.
Express.
Would it be
Okay.
blowing real
Mixing
steam?
things here. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And with your still water, are you drinking that from your goblet, or is there another drinking vessel on the table?
It would be a glass goblet.
Okay. So the glass goblet, and would you have a variety of different styles of goblet, or would they all be glass goblets? Is it
It would
faceted
be-
glass?
For the water, it would be glass goblets,
Yeah.
but they wouldn't necessarily
Not
match.
cut.
No.
Not crystal.
Glass, crystals, all same thing.
Yeah, clear.
This woman does not belong in a fine dining
Plastic.
experience.
It's all the same. They're all clear.
Pirates
So,
juggle do me.
yeah.
I didn't say that though.
Okay.
You're not invited.
Oh, fine.
You and your
Well, it
pirate
sounds
jump.
weird anyway. I don't want to be. It all
Is
sounds.
this how you treated
a
all
bit-
your other guests?
We weren't as hostile, I don't think.
No, this is. We have gone to a new level of hostility tonight.
Rory's not being hostile.
No, that is true. I just wasn't expecting this. It's caught me off guard. I thought I knew what you were going to say. So.
You should never try to pre.
I didn't know what I was.
You'd never try to prejudge.
Well, that's what
your
you're
guests.
settling with. Okay. And now for a word from our sponsors. Bag of carrots.
Bag of carrots? Get you some carrots down at the shop. They're lovely and orange, and they're long and strong. They're great, these carrots. You can have them for dinner, lunch, and brekkie. Fantastic carrots. Get the best carrots ever from Greengrocers at Morrison's. The best carrots that are ever made. Healthier living. Morrison's carrots. The best.
I've got some carrots, but I bloody wish they were in a bag. These carrots are carrots in a bag. Bag of carrots, carrots in a bag.
It helps you carry them out of the shop because they're in a bag.
Oh, bloody hell, I love this bag of carrots.
Carrots. The best. Thanks, carrots. That was great.
So, well, I see you brought regional accents into my restaurant.
The ad reads aren't happening in the restaurant.
There are liminal space
unless you want
outside.
to.
Well, I'm just making a comment.
Okay. Regional accents? I thought that was my...
I started in a regional
Did
accent.
you?
I slipped out
Rory
very
is
badly.
definitely in a regional accent.
I did, yeah.
I didn't
When you listen
register.
when you listen to the tape back,
Yeah.
it's a very clear regional
Well,
accent.
edit it out,
Giles
yeah.
over there.
Yeah.
We'll edit out Farmer Giles in post.
Bag of carrots?
Okay, yeah, it was quite... Yeah.
you going to be able to use any of this?
Oh
No,
yeah, all
none
of
of
it's
it's
going to be
usable.
great.
We've not even started recording yet. It's a dry run. Okay, we've got the water, the steam train's going. None of the waiters are looking at you. But one of them does kind of have to telepathically ask you poppadoms or bread
I think
No,
they.
no, they can walk
Don't
up
you
to
think
when
that they
it's
would pass a
time.
message on the
on the train.
on
They
the train?
put a
No,
thing
no,
on the.
no. They walk
That's
up
for
and-
guests only.
And they do it very silver service style.
Okay. Would Madam like?
Have you ever watched Pride and Prejudice?
I don't think thing's ever happened on Pride or Prejudice.
Maybe
Pride
not
or
with the
Prejudice.
dandies. Well, no, they're
Is that
full
what
of
it says?
dandies. Pride and Prejudice is
Yes,
full of dandies.
Okay, but this exact experience. So, one of these dandies walks up to you. Walks. One of these dandies.
As long-time listeners will know, Ffion is normally very cool, but she's really been rattled by her mum here.
I've been rattled. Don't know what to do. It's not normal to bring your mum to work.
That's true.
It's thrown me off. One of these dandies walks up to you, hand behind the back, and says, "Would Madam like poppadoms or bread?"
Poppadoms. As long as it comes with a nice cucumber and onion salad.
Just
and
you,
some mango chutney.
any of the old writer, the mint
Nope,
yogurt?
definitely not.
Really?
No, I don't like it. It's horrible stuff.
But it's quite similar to tzatziki.
It's horrible. I don't like it.
Okay, no writer. We want
Just mango chutney
and the onions.
and the onions and cucumber.
Are they coming in a stack, the poppadoms, or is everyone getting one on a plate?
Hadn't really given that thought.
This
Well,
is
I
going to
don't
give
know.
me a useful read of how large the table is. Would the table be large enough that if you put it in the middle, none of you would be able to reach?
Mm.
They've
Well-
all got those
They're-
litter pickers.
Yeah,
Yeah, we could have
a
like
golden litter picker
a
each.
big rustic
Pile.
platter.
As if a crane has just dumped a load of poppadoms into the middle of
A
your
rustic
table.
pile
Okay.
on a platter
Mhm.
of poppadoms.
Okay. And would you be handing the pop? Would you be allowing guests to take their own poppadom to break themselves, or would you have the waiters doing the breaking of the poppadom?
They can do that themselves.
Because I always think that's a part of the joy of the poppadom is
It
the
is,
breaking of the.
Yes.
In a silver service environment, I would like to imagine they'd have a special little hammer that you break a poppadom with.
That would be
Oh, you
fun.
get you are yeah. You should have a poppadom
Yeah.
And
hammer.
they've got them all in the,
Yeah.
the things of the little
Yeah.
trains, so
Yeah.
and it'd be a little silver one,
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe engraved with something.
Oh, certainly engraved.
Mm.
I would think so. Yeah.
Are you spooning on the mango chutney? Are you dipping?
Spooning
Okay. You seemed quite disgusted when I asked that
with
question.
a silver spoon,
Okay.
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Don't
Highly
make
polished.
yourself look along.
We had, it's pretty evident. It's pretty evident you've come to this with no game plan.
I think the moment you said I'd like to have a model railway to pass messages round was the moment I thought Jane is really
Riffing.
she's spitballing here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's
love
inspired.
model
No, I think it's
railways.
completely inspired. But at the same time,
Don't you? She's looking at me like I've never
Ever,
indicated
once in my
that I
life,
like
expressed an
model-
interest in model railway.
This one
When
loves
we were
Murder
at
on the Orient
range
Express.
the other night, looking at the Christmas decorations, and there was that little train going around, I was mesmerised.
I would like to point out, I was not there. That was your other daughter.
I will also say that
That is true.
we've had lots of conversations about going on one of those special train rides.
Yeah, sure.
So I think
Yeah,
there's a
sure.
train love here.
There is a train love
Right.
here.
Yeah.
I'm always on the train. Rory.
Yeah, you are.
Well, when Rhiannon listens to this, she'll be able to say whether you were actually mesmerised by a model railway at the range the other day.
It was.
Because that wasn't me.
I keep forgetting it wasn't you. It was Rhiannon, and we had fun. Unlike
this, which has
the
been
last time I went to the range with you.
What?
She started the hostility.
That's true.
She did.
I'm the host.
I was yes, so you should not be hostile.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. I don't feel like it was hostile, it's more confusion.
And when you're confused, you're hostile?
Normally, yes.
Let's dig into that, Phil.
Yes, let's dig into that a bit.
What do you think's underpinning that need for
Um,
hostility if you're a bit confused?
Mum's just got one of those faces.
No, we're talking about when you get confused.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
You're not controlling this interview.
No, it's gone away from me. Honestly.
Badly.
Yeah.
spiralling out of control.
I could give Paxman a run for his money, I think.
Yeah.
For the hostility, yeah.
Well, he was a great interviewer.
He was a great interviewer in his
Well,
own
We all
right.
know his name.
Yeah.
And
Paxo.
he did not allow his guests to start interviewing him.
Well, look, I'm not Paxman.
You just said you give Paxman a run for his money.
Yeah, but I'm not Paxman.
She did say that.
Right. Where were we again with the poppadoms?
We've just finished
We've
talking
got the poppadoms, the mango chutney, the onion salad. You've got a little silver spoon and a poppadom hammer, maybe called a poppadommer.
Oh, it is called a poppadommer, I would
Maybe.
think.
Nice.
Yeah.
I would think it is. That's
A
redeemed you a
dandy
lot there,
poppadommer.
Ffion.
Dandy poppadommer.
Yeah.
That's now a thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's what they used to call me at school.
Yeah.
The dandy poppadommer.
Are we leaving the poppadoms on the table for the entire meal, or are they getting taken away?
No, they must get taken away.
Okay, you have to be cut off at some point.
Yes.
Yeah, it's for the best.
Is there a limitless supply of poppadoms and accoutrements until this time limit is reached?
No. Because I would eat too many poppadoms and I wouldn't be able to eat anything else.
This is perhaps a good moment to bring up, actually, that in this restaurant you can't be full.
Oh, you can't be
You
full.
can't be full.
What's the time limit?
As
You're
much as
being
you'd
as
like, you
long
could
as
be
you
here
like.
all year, if you want to speak, or all decade.
I'm still thinking we need to call a halt to it.
Yeah.
At some point.
Yeah.
But it's nice to know that I won't be full.
After a full year of poppadoms as well, you might think, do you know what, I
It's
would
too
quite
much,
like,
Yeah,
I'd
that
quite
would
like
be
something
too
else.
much, yeah.
Also, would like to point out you have no allergies or intolerances in this restaurant.
I assumed that.
Okay, that's
I
good.
don't know what you're trying to say.
No, I just know that you're one of those people with a lot of gimmicks. So
This
thought-
is incredibly hostile. I want to make a formal complaint.
And it has been noted. And I'll
to
tell you
the
what,
boss.
that's me. I
The
run this
organ
show.
grinder over here. You want to keep your monkey under control.
What makes you
That-
think he's
that-
grinding the organs?
That monkey you got in the corner with symbols.
Brilliant. Okay, we removed the poppadoms.
Okay.
One of
have you got a gimmick for how they'd be removed? Like, would you get in some lions and they'd walk in and...
Mum hates big cats, so
Like-
there's your
I
first
have a phobia.
faux pas.
Well, not lions then, maybe something else.
I
Like,
would have my dandies remove
Yeah.
the poppadoms.
but would they come in on Mario Kart bikes?
No, they would step gently,
Okay.
almost as if they were starting a dance.
I
and
like
remove
that,
the
okay.
poppadoms and then reverse.
Yeah, just on the
Slowly.
verge of dance, but never quite breaking into
Yes.
it. Yeah.
Have they got one of those crumb things and they're sweeping all the poppadom crumbs off the table in between
They
courses?
don't need that.
They don't need
We're
to.
just going like that.
Oh, you're just chucking them on the floor.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this your first time in the restaurant?
This is unusual. We don't usually get this.
No. Okay, you've had your poppadoms.
So
You've got sparkling water. You've been cut off.
No, I have not got sparkling
No,
water.
sorry, you've got still
this
water.
is silver service.
Sorry,
They
you've
would
got
never
still
have given me sparkling water.
I'm so sorry. You've got still water. You've got. There's so much to remember already.
Yes.
Still water, poppadoms. What are you having for your starter?
Well, my starter doesn't really fit with the surroundings. It
Okay.
has to be said.
Big Mac?
No.
Big Mac pasta.
No.
We're not talking
Shallon
about
prawns, absolutely drenched in garlic butter.
Yeah.
that. Mm.
Do you know, I think there's actually something like that does fit the setting, because I think people, the royalty who would be eating in this setting, they're not supposed to behave civilly.
No. Exactly.
You're supposed to get coated in
It's the
juices.
staff,
Yeah, absolutely.
The
Yeah.
dandies who
Yeah.
have to behave civilly.
Yeah, you can do whatever you like.
I
And the-
can do what I like.
and the
I'm
Dan-
chucking poppadom dust onto the floor, and now I'm going in
Yeah.
with
And just
shallon
juices everywhere.
prawns.
Yeah.
Yes.
The dandies aren't doing the shells for you.
No.
No, you're doing them yourself.
No, the fun is doing it yourself, isn't it?
How many prawns are we talking?
A lot.
Okay. More than 5?
You know, like you would have them. You know, when you have moule marinier
One of the
a
big cauldrons.
cauldron.
Okay, you'd have a cauldron of... And
of
would it come in a
shallon
cauldron?
Prawns. It would come in the cauldron.
Yeah.
Filled to the brim.
Everyone would have their own cauldron
Bread?
of prawns.
No, does it come with bread? Or just prawns?
Just prawns.
Not cauldron of bread.
That-
Just prawns.
It would be disappointing if you ordered
Prawns.
prawns and they just brought you a cauldron of bread.
Yeah, we're not ruining the vibe with
Okay.
bread.
No. So it's
Okay.
just delicious prawns,
Delicious.
garlicky, buttery deliciousness.
Shallon.
Yeah.
garlic butter prawns.
And we're chucking them in the hatch. Is this another one where you'd want a time limit, or rather than a quantity of prawns that you could get rid of?
I think at some point they say it's time.
Yeah.
For the next.
But they'd continue bringing out cauldron after cauldron after cauldron until that time was. Yeah.
You could do that thing that
I think one cauldron would probably be enough.
was it Queen
Each.
Victoria or Queen Elizabeth? May she rest in peace. One of the queens, whenever she would have a banquet, ate insanely fast, and when she was done, everyone else's plates got taken away. Who was that?
I don't know, but it sounds like
One
a
of the
great thing.
queens.
It's all of the queens.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is that the rule that you're applying? Once Jane's done, everyone's done.
No,
okay.
no, not at all. Not at all.
So everybody else would be having their own enjoyable experience here. Now, would they be allowed to order other things? So if, let's say, somebody actually didn't like shallon prawns and they wanted something else, would that be fine in your...
Well, the problem with banquets is there's no menu.
Yes, that's true.
You get served with what is on the menu, generally speaking.
Yeah.
But I don't mind putting out a few things for,
The Philistines.
Yeah, for the strange ones.
tastes.
Yeah.
Are you one of the ones that sucks the juices out of the head?
No!
No. Okay, that's too far.
Okay.
That's too far.
That was very hostile.
How was that hostile?
There was that I don't like sparkling water.
That
You
was just an oversight.
thrown
That was
at me.
some
Now
people.
you're going on about big cats.
That was
and
Rory.
now it's
That was me.
sucking-
I'll be honest, that was me.
I've heard that the juices in the head of a prawn are quite delicious.
Well, you may have tried it. I have not.
I don't know if I have.
I don't know if you have either, but
I
certainly
feel
my
like
sister
in
loves it.
Barcelona I did do a
Yeah, possibly.
maybe.
I see that for you.
Mm.
Well,
Yeah.
now you're making me feel it.
Okay, that's too far.
So we've enjoyed that hugely. With one cauldron down.
Yeah.
We get one cauldron each.
Yeah.
Finger bowl?
When your cauldron's empty, of
Yeah.
course, finger bowl.
Finger bowl.
Little
yeah.
lemon?
Well, I prefer limes.
You're not eating it.
But they do
Yeah,
smell
but
nicer, don't they?
Yeah, I
They're
like
zesty.
lime, but I would just want limes in the
So-
finger bowl.
Really?
Oh, yes, I would.
I'm not sure I'd feel as fresh.
And is the finger bowl also silver? Is it gold? Is it
No, it's China.
China? Yeah.
China.
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 China. Fine China.
And
You stop.
are you any good at a Chinese accent? Just out of
Oh,
curiosity.
I could give you my Chinese accent.
Would you do a Chinese accent at the banquet?
No,
No.
because that would be rude.
But it's all your friends and they'd find it funny.
Well, if you were there, Ffion, yes, you probably would find it funny.
You already said I wasn't invited.
Yeah.
You'd probably be removed.
Instantly. She can't come in.
Okay, that's a
But,
shame because I would quite enjoy the prawns.
You would like the prawns.
I would like the
But
prawns.
you'd be
could
sucking
be,
all the heads out, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And that'd
How
be
could I throw out my second favourite daughter?
that is true. It'd be very
Hostile.
difficult. I didn't get that actually. I didn't notice any hostility there at all. I think you're making it up, Ffion.
Okay. A brief intermission for the snot rag.
You see,
Sponsored by Snot Rag.
She's too common to come to a banquet. And I rest my case. You know you can't do that at my banquet.
Well, I won't be ill at your banquet. For the purposes of the
Well,
tape.
actually, that's Jane's decision. Jane, is Ffion ill at your banquet?
Please no.
Okay. So that's fine. So you have confirmed
Yeah,
you
there
are
will
in
be no
good health.
snot rag at the banquet.
Okay.
There will not even be that kind of terminology at this banquet.
Wow.
You may have a tissue or a handkerchief. Not a
That-
snot
My
rag.
snot rag is a handkerchief. It's just very large and is technically a bath towel.
But it's what you're calling it.
That is true.
Fine.
She's
A lot
lowering
of life is in
tone.
presentation.
I've tried to set the scene of this
have.
beautiful banquet,
Yeah.
Rory.
You have? You have.
With wonderful staff,
Yeah.
beautiful food,
And all hotties.
all hotties. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, very tall, slim.
Yeah.
Kind of, not the word's not ambidextrous. What's the word?
Androgynous.
Androgynous. Yeah.
Also ambidextrous, sure,
Yeah.
why not?
Yeah, but
Why
they
not?
probably
Why not?
useful if they are.
It
Yeah.
makes serving easier. let's
Yeah.
face
Although
it.
they have always got one hand behind the back, so maybe they don't really need to be.
No, I quite like the hand behind the back thing.
That's what I mean. So then they don't need to be ambidextrous
No.
because they're only using their serving
But that
hand.
wasn't the right word.
No,
was it? So
but it was a nice word.
it was a nice word.
Yeah.
Like that time you called yourself a charlatan instead of a philistine to a waiter once.
I remember that.
Yes. We went to a wine and cocktail bar. You ordered a whiskey and said, "Sorry, you must think I'm some sort of charlatan."
Well, he might have done to be
I
fair.
don't
You
know
may have
why
done.
you get my words mixed up
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yes.
We all do.
Yes.
We all do. Part
That
of life.
waiter who told us he was psychotic instead of saying psychic.
Indeed.
That was bad,
Well, I
actually.
think he
was
might have
quite
actually
bad.
been telling the
That was
truth.
quite
Yeah, when you say something like that, it's maybe a Freudian slip, actually.
Yeah,
He's definitely a Freudian slip.
Yeah.
he was a bit of a psycho.
Yeah.
I want you to savour this moment, right? Ffion is speechless. That never happens.
I was pausing for
It was a
effect.
very long pause.
For very long effect. I would just like to say, actually, as well, during this extremely high-class banquet, where I'm not allowed to be because I say things like snot rag, will you be hiding the Cornish accent, or...?
I just said at the very beginning, I think no regional accents.
You'll
Yeah.
be able to keep that up, will you?
This is a dream. I
Yeah, it
don't
is.
have a regional accent in this
I just
dream.
wanted to clarify.
Fetch.
Well, now you've been kicked out. So,
Yeah, actually, to be fair, if you did, you're by your own terms of service.
That was an impersonation
It
of
was.
Ffion. They were asking me to do impersonations just now.
That's true.
Now I've thrown one in.
yeah.
And it's
That's not even
gone
accurate.
down like a lead balloon.
Yes, it has. It's not even accurate. It'd be funny if it were accurate.
That was accurate.
Bitch.
See?
I did that on purpose!
You didn't. That's how you said assembly.
Right, actually, sorry. This is not relevant to the
I'm going to
podcast.
give you this.
Except for the fact that I asked Rhiannon yesterday to send me a voice note of her saying that word.
Assembly.
Yeah, I say it wrong like
That
a
word,
6-year-old
assembly.
apparently.
Assembly, yeah.
I say assembly.
That is probably because when you were a 6-year-old, that's how everyone
That's
said
what
it.
I said.
Yeah.
I had never noticed the difference. Assembly.
You're adding an extra.
Yeah, sure.
Phoneme though, aren't
But
you?
to me, assembly and assembly are two different words.
I can see that, but they aren't.
Sure.
I can see why you might think
I
that.
just mean two different contexts.
Yeah, I can see why you might think that, but they aren't, are they? It's like protest and protest are actually supposed to be said differently. They mean different things,
Yeah.
but assembly and assembly are said the same way, and
Whatever.
they just mean different things.
Anyway,
You're
Mum
outnumbered, Ffion.
Mum pissed herself laughing, which made me even more annoyed at it. So I said,
Yeah,
I
well, you had
bet
to clean it up,
Rhiannon.
didn't you?
Yeah. I said to Mum, I bet Rhiannon says it the same way as I do. So I texted Rhiannon last night and said, urgent, send me a voice note of you saying this word. She says it.
She did suddenly just get her phone out and say assembly twice. And
Yeah.
I didn't know why she'd done it. I
Just
didn't
because I'd
ask.
asked her,
Well,
but
no,
she
you know.
didn't.
Yeah.
She didn't help my case anyway. So I said, shut up your ass.
Yeah.
She's lowering the tone, Rory. of
Jane,
this
you are the
ambience
queen of
I am
swearing.
the ambience
Yeah.
I'm trying to create. I have
Okay, I'm
lots-
sorry. Let's reset. The prawns have been removed. The shells have been removed, at least.
Yes.
You've got your finger bowl with your limes.
Thank you.
And now for a word from our sponsors. Barrel of Biscuits.
Barrel of biscuits? Don't mind if I do. I love biscuits and barrels, my favourite pair. Ooh, let's have a look in this barrel of biscuits. We've got nice biscuits and bourbon biscuits and custard creams. Ooh, we love biscuits, particularly barrels. Ooh, barrels of biscuits. Don't mind if I do. Linear Home. Stoneware. Hand wash recommended. Thank you, Barrel of Biscuits, for sponsoring this episode.
Two great sponsors this week. Bag of Carrots and Barrel of Biscuits.
It's no wonder the podcast is going downhill.
We can't afford to keep the lights on half the time.
Well, we don't have one in here.
No.
Candlelight only.
There's 2 candles, 2 tea lights.
No, there's candelabras.
We can't afford those.
They're
You
here.
didn't say there
No,
was
I'm joking. There's no budget. There's no
There's-
budget.
no budget.
No, there's
There's
no
no
budget.
budget.
If there was, we would have spent it by now because
We
this
spent the
is
budget the second you wanted to hire 35 waiters who were all really hot. You can afford one Uggo, I'm afraid.
Or you can have 35 hotties for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
It's your choice.
I'll go with the 10 seconds.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely.
No, there's no budget in your dream restaurant.
Thank you.
But we would like to know what you'd have for your drink.
Oh. So we've just done my starter.
Yep.
Now, this is probably not the right time to have this drink, or perhaps I should wait till
You can
later.
specify the time at which you'd have it. You can also
Oh,
order
can I?
more than one drink now.
Well, I think after my prawns, I would like a nice bubbly.
Okay.
A nice flute of something bubbly.
Yeah. Champers?
Well, I do like Asti,
Okay.
but I do like champagne as well. I do like Prosecco. So as long as it's clear and bubbly, really, but
Yep.
not water. Not bubbly water.
Flute
Thank you
or
very
boat?
much. Flute. Oh, well, now.
Now
you
I've
see.
really thrown the cat amongst
I think
the dandies.
for the prawns I'll have a flute, but for my second one I'll have a boat.
Okay. Prawns not in the
The
flute.
prawns will be in the flute.
No. It's just I think with the messiness of the prawns, it's
Yeah.
better to have the.
It
No,
can be
that is
hard
true.
to drink from a boat because it sloshes.
It does slosh.
Yeah.
It
I also
does.
think while you've got the garlic butter spraying off you
Yeah,
in great
your
clouds, you
hands
don't
are very
really want to have
buttery.
a large surface area
No.
for it to get into at the top either.
globs
Yeah.
on the top.
Yeah.
Not good.
We
You
don't
don't want the
want
odd prawn
Yeah.
floating in it.
No.
Because I think while you're supposed to behave like a wild beast in your banquet, you're not necessarily supposed to ruin your own champagne by putting
No.
garlic butter in it.
No.
You can if you want to, but you're not supposed to.
No, I don't want to.
No, exactly.
So we'll go flute first,
flute first.
and thereafter boats
Boats there forevermore after.
for the rest of the evening. But of course, we will move on to pina coladas at some point.
Okay, and you'll have one of the special glasses for that, will you?
Oh gosh,
Yeah,
yes.
of course.
A hurricane glass.
Is that what
That'll
they're called?
do.
No.
That's what they're called.
Yeah.
I'll have a hurricane glass with pina colada in it.
And do you have in your mind at the time in the meal that you'd like to switch from champagne or Asti or Prosecco over to the pina colada?
Probably when I've finished eating,
Great. So
because
Main's
it's quite
done.
a thick drink. So
Nice.
yes.
Okay, so we've got the flute and then the boat.
Just one more question on the drinks. Is there a point at which you'd like the waiters to ask you to just rein your drinking in a bit?
Imagine
let's
that you
say-
are causing a scene.
Let's say you've had 9 champagnes in quick succession and you're getting...
A little rowdy.
I made an assumption here
Okay.
that if I could eat as much as I want, I can also drink as much as I want
Ha-ha.
without getting drunk.
Okay.
Nice.
That's a
little touch,
completely
nice
reasonable
touch.
rule in your restaurant.
Well, you set the rules. You know, if I'm not going to get too
In a s-
full, then
in
I'm
a
not going to
sense.
get too drunk.
But actually, you because you specified that rule, that is now a rule in your restaurant.
Brilliant.
Fantastic.
Because it does taste rather nice, and sometimes you just don't want to stop drinking it.
Yeah.
It's like Bailey's.
Yeah, absolutely. I can see that.
Mm.
Okay. That was the question I wanted to ask. It's been adroitly answered.
To accompany your boat of
Champagne.
sparkly. Okay, we've gone champagne. What are you having for your main, madam?
Well, there's a few things that I really, really like. One is the paella from that Spanish restaurant.
Which you only recently. Here's a story I would like to tell for the podcast.
I thought she was going to
Here is a story I would love to tell for the podcast. Jane was under
Just
the...
before you say this, Ffion, is this going to aid and abet the allegations of extreme hostility
No. This
from
is
our
a
guests?
relevant, pertinent story that happened in the last week. It is relevant and pertinent because you just brought it up.
I brought up Spanish restaurants.
Yes. So
She's now going to tell.
it was a lie.
If you believe it.
So we were talking about this paella actually the other day.
This very paella.
This very paella from this very restaurant, Santiago's, I believe.
That one.
Correct. The Spanish restaurant that
Yes.
serves Spanish food.
That
Yes.
one, though, where they always go, a Santiago's.
Yes.
That one.
That one.
The Italian one.
Mum thought that was an Italian restaurant and was confused as to why they served paella in it. Because she was under the impression that it was an Italian
It was
restaurant.
always an Italian restaurant before.
when
in
it
its
was a
previous
different
iteration,
restaurant.
It
Yes.
was an
But
Italian.
when you walk in, you'd have thought it was the same restaurant.
Well, when you walked in and it said
can
tapas
see
on the
the
walls and they were
confusion.
celebrating
Same
paella.
tables and chairs, same layout,
Yeah.
same place.
I can't remember how I found that out, but you mentioned that paella.
I did.
Oh no, because I think you said your dream cuisine is Italian, and then you mentioned paella, and I said, well, of course that's
true.
not Italian, and she said, but they served it in that Italian restaurant.
Aha.
I said, no, Jane, that was
It's
Spanish.
the small wins that please me.
It was a huge win for me personally because it was so stupid. And she said, I always was confused why they served tapas and paella in that Italian restaurant.
And actually, no Italian food.
No, none.
No Italian food
No.
whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's cleared that up.
That's cleared that up. I just wanted to have that on record because I was the only one that witnessed that conversation. So
Oh, you didn't share it with Rhiannon?
not yet. No,
Oh.
Well, I suppose
I may have done it.
she's doing that now.
I'm doing it now.
Yeah.
I don't think I told her at the time. I was too dumbfounded.
Was that the paella that you'd like, the one from
I
Santiago's?
would like that particular paella.
Yeah. It's just the seafood one you liked.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
paella. They
Yeah.
only had the one.
Mhm.
But if they didn't have that, I would have a Vesta paella in my
Fuck
banquet.
me. Are you aware of Vesta paella?
I don't know what that is.
They come in a cardboard box for £1 from Saders,
Perfect.
and you put them in the microwave with an
You
amount of
do
water.
it in the
It's-
frying pan.
well, it's like super noodles but paella version.
Ooh, lovely.
And
Rory, it's lovely.
Yeah, of course it is.
the
Yeah,
only
all that
place
stuff's
you ever
nice.
used to be able to buy them was Savers, the pharmacy.
They've kind of don't make them anymore.
It is a worry
You
when you can
can
only buy
get
your food
them.
from the pharmacy, though.
Yeah.
Yes, but when I was a child,
Yeah.
my mum used to give me Vesta paella on my birthday.
Oh, nice.
So whenever there was a special occasion and
Yeah.
I was allowed to choose my tea, I would always have a Vesta paella.
Oh, lovely.
I will
So there
say,
is
That's really
meaning.
nice. Yeah.
Yes.
I will say that I have tried a Vesta paella many
Mhm.
times during my childhood. They are quite delicious if you cook them.
Well,
They
honestly,
don't taste that much different.
No,
from
they
that
don't, to be honest.
paella in
paella
Santiago.
is really nice, isn't it? But it's also quite simple. So I suppose
Yeah.
in some ways it's quite easy to make it cheap.
yeah,
Actually,
it's just a lot of rice.
Yeah.
It's in fact the buttery flavour
Yeah.
that they had in Santiago's that they also have in
Yeah,
Vesta
okay.
because you fry it in butter.
Yeah.
Fry the rice in butter.
Oh,
How
nice.
do you feel about the fact that you can no longer get a Vesta paella and Santiago's is shut down?
I am devastated.
Yeah.
However, sometimes when you go onto Amazon, they are selling boxes of Vesta paella for about
50 quid.
each.
Yeah, because I was going to buy them for you one
Yeah,
Christmas.
crazy.
For Christmas,
Yeah.
yes.
You're going to get about
Crazy,
3 in
mate.
a
Yeah.
pack.
Yeah, but I guess when they become
But
scarce.
the joy, Ffion!
I know,
Yeah.
I know.
Joy!
And actually, if you thought about it as being the same quality of meal as Santiago's paella,
I
that
suppose.
actually is a save. You're saving.
Much smaller though.
Ah,
Much smaller.
Okay.
But you can always put 2 boxes in at once.
you could.
And the thing is, what I used to do with my Vesta paella when I got older, not when my mum was serving it, is add my own prawns and
Oh,
things.
nice. Yeah.
You know? It makes a
Yeah.
great base.
Well, it would do. Yeah.
And I'm just going to look and see if they've got any Vesta paellas on Amazon. But they haven't.
So we've got Santiago's paella
Or
or a Vesta paella.
Mm-hmm. But also, my other favourite meal is there's a theme here with butter, is the raviolis in butter from Carluccio's.
Yeah, I have heard you talk about that. What are they stuffed with?
Ricotta.
Spinach and ricotta?
Mm-hmm.
In like a sage butter.
In a sage
Mhm.
butter, yeah. Absolutely. But they only ever gave you 3.
Yeah. Would you be requesting
More.
more ravioli?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
I would be requesting more.
do you know? I think ravioli is the food stuff that you're underserved the most. I appreciate there's probably a reason for it. It's very rich, I know. But
It's
whenever you
criminal.
order ravioli, you get
3.
almost none. Yeah, 3.
3.
Add a pushful. If they're
Yeah,
feeling
sometimes.
Mm.
That's
but
a crazy amount.
and then you sort of they bring the plate and everyone else got these beautiful full bowls, and you get this half plate.
I know, they
And it
must
was
be
a sh-
expensive or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I absolutely loved the ones in
Yeah.
Carluccio's. And I think they must be really easy to make. You just need butter and sage.
Yeah.
How hard can it be?
How hard
Yeah.
can it be?
Yeah, I mean, come on. I'm not going to try now, but we
No,
could,
I won't
we all
do
know
it.
that all
We
3 of
all
us
know
could
that.
we could knock it up in seconds if we
I
wanted
could.
to.
If we wanted
Yeah,
to.
I don't.
No.
That's the only reason I'm not.
But that's just choice.
Yeah, I could.
Could.
Just happens I'm not going to.
Yeah. I just don't have the time.
Yeah.
Or inclination.
If
Or
I had
skills.
ever learned to cook ravioli, I should be brilliant at it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I'm sure you would be the best.
Well, that's a kind of a quote from Pride and Prejudice, so we're keeping a theme here.
Nice.
I don't remember the bit in Pride and Prejudice where they ate ravioli.
No, she's talking about playing the piano.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Now, so you've got your paella.
Mm-hmm.
It's either a Santiago's or it's a Vesta paella. It's buttery gorgeousness. You've also got some ravioli in butter, spinach and ricotta filled.
Can I just add one more dish?
Well,
to this?
so you
Am I
absolutely can. The thing I was going to ask you is, would you like sides with it? But I don't know if you want to add another main dish to your main dish.
Well, what I really, really enjoy is little bowls.
Mm.
So you're almost doing like a tapas with you. You've got a little bowl of Vesta paella.
Yeah.
You've got a little bowl of Santiago's paella. Then you've got
Okay.
your ravioli. And then we'll have a smoked salmon pasta.
Oh yeah.
Mm. So in this scenario, actually, 3 ravioli probably is enough if it's a tapas-sized dish.
Yes. But in Carluccio's, it was a main.
That was the main, yeah.
The thing that's tricky as well is in your dream restaurant. If you were really enjoying it, you wouldn't want to have 3 and then think, well, I've finished now. If in that moment you really were loving that, you
Yeah,
might
you'd
want to
like
have
to have
another
some
one,
more.
wouldn't
And
you?
you're not getting full.
No,
so
exactly.
It's great.
Yeah, so you can
Mm.
chuck them down. Yeah.
But
Okay.
that would be lovely.
Yeah.
And maybe some green Italian salad
Okay.
just on the side.
Is that what you'd like for your side, the green Italian
Yes,
salad?
green
Yeah.
Italian salad.
Perfect.
Just green?
Yeah, I like the green Italian salad.
Tomatoes?
I prefer it just
Just
green. I do, yeah. And with all the richness of the butter, probably tomato would spoil that.
Yeah.
So I'm just going for the green Italian.
Dressing?
Well, mainly just oil
Mm.
and maybe a
Butter?
little bit of lime. No, there's enough butter in there.
Oil and lime. Lovely. That sounds nice.
Mm.
Brilliant.
And are you sharing... Are these your own personal tapas dishes, or are they on the table and everyone's...
Everyone's
It would be nice to have. When I went to Iceland, they had in
The
the
supermarket.
buffet, they had lots of little china dishes filled with all the, and you could just take as many of these little dishes as you want, and as you took them, they just put more there. So
That would be dangerous for me.
Yeah.
oh, it was fabulous. It was so nice, and they're about this size, but you can take as many bowls as you want. So I think the table would be full
Yeah.
of these little bowls
Yeah.
of those things.
Really
that I
nice.
like.
And would you be going to pick those up yourself? Because obviously the table's
Lean
long.
over
You just lean over
and
and they'd be
Or we could
replenished
have them
constantly.
on the tray.
The dandy
Yeah, they
waiters
could
are
be.
not handing them to you personally.
No, they put them out
They're on
the
their lunch
table,
break.
and then they stand there like
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
Waiting for their next instruction,
Yeah.
Okay.
and maybe doing a little dance.
Of
Maybe.
course, a little
Maybe.
dance. A little dance would be nice, wouldn't
Yeah.
it?
To the drummer in the
The
corner.
I mean, when they come in with the bowls
He's drum
in
soloing.
line, all of them,
Yeah.
when they come in, they could then be doing the whole, Prince Charming
Yeah.
dance.
Yeah.
Okay.
To a drum
So they
solo.
can take their
Quite a
arm
spectacle.
out. Quite a spectacle.
Yeah.
Quite the spectacle.
Yeah.
But it builds the excitement
would
of
do.
the food
It-
to
yeah.
come.
It
They
would
come
be
in
very
with
exciting.
all of
Yeah.
these, like one hand with the bowl and one hand going like that.
Yeah. For the benefit of the tape, I don't know how to describe what Mum just did with her arms.
Well, if
I
anybody's
don't know what
If
that was.
anybody's seen the Prince Charming video, and then when they've put all the food down, they go out going like that,
Yeah.
crossing their wrists,
Yes.
as in the Prince Charming dance, with the drummer going for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, he's
So they've gone to
absolutely- he's
weeks of
going.
rehearsals for this.
Oh gosh,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah. This is their life's work.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's culminating in this night.
This is an event.
Yes, the biggest event for these
an event.
I imagine
dandies.
you're wearing opera gloves.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd make
Have
sure
you-
I got the
Ball
vibe right.
gown.
Have you got the little binoculars that they have for opera? Even though you obviously wouldn't need them, just
Yeah,
because
but the
it
person at the
completes
end of the table
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
with the megaphone.
Yeah.
Opera classes and megaphone.
Pass the salt.
I think you've painted quite a picture.
You have painted.
I think this sounds like a great restaurant. I think you'd have people there all the time.
You would have people there all the time.
Are there other people in the ballroom with you, or is it just your table?
That's my table.
Just your table.
The only thing I think that would potentially hold this restaurant back from being a smash hit is that I think the overheads would be pretty
The
high.
overheads are huge.
Quite high.
They might maybe even
And
equivalent.
customer turnover, I think, is taking hours.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you do with a banquet. There are lots of banqueting halls where you do exactly that. You go in and it starts and you stay there till the end of the night.
To be fair, also, I think while you wouldn't have much customer turnover, if this were a real
They're spending a
restaurant,
lot.
you could charge an arm and a leg for this
Charging
experience.
up the wazoo for this.
I mean, you'd be laying out thousands and thousands
So
of
you'd
pounds.
only
wouldn't
do
you?
it for a special
Yeah,
occasion.
exactly.
wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think it sounds great fun.
It does. It would be great fun. It would be so much fun.
Well, I've been kicked out already, so
Yeah,
I wouldn't
Fion's
know.
not
No,
there.
I did say you could stay.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah. But only if you're not sick. But you won't be sick because Jane's sick.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to bring this
And
snot
as long
rag.
as she doesn't start sucking the prawn heads.
Yes, that's true.
Has anyone else got a big list of things they're not allowed to do?
There's only two things. You
Well,
can't
you're
bring
the
a
only
snot
one
rag
that
and you
said
can't
it's
suck prawn
awful.
heads, Ffion.
Well, those are the two things I want to do. I don't know if you heard my episode, but it was both those things.
Yeah, it was just that. Have a snot rag, suck
Yeah.
prawn heads.
I'm using the tablecloth as a snot rag.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not really. When have you ever seen me do that?
there isn't a tablecloth on this table anyway.
Okay.
It's a wood table.
Fion's drink in her episode was just loads of prawn heads.
Yeah, that's true. And my side.
It was also just loads of prawn heads. It's a pretty one-note meal, actually.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of imagination.
Say nothing. I'm still dreaming about my perfect evening.
Yeah. Okay, so we've had the Italian tapas.
Well, just tapas, right?
Spanish
Because it's
tapas.
mostly Spanish food.
Spanish and
Two
Italian
paella.
tapas.
You've got a ravioli and a linguine, I believe.
Oh, that's true. So
So
half
we're
and half.
We're at 50-50.
Half and half, yeah.
The green salad.
It's-
No,
I like
that's
to say
true.
Italian
It's
salad.
tipping it over,
It's
isn't it?
tipping
It's tipping
over.
over, yeah.
Italian salad.
Yeah.
I was very
60%
specific. Not just
Italian.
your crappy English green salad with your
It's
bit
more
of ice
Mussolini
there.
than it is Franco.
That's true.
So, we've removed the empty tapas dishes.
Okay.
But would you say it's Mussolini enough that Mussolini would enjoy it? Because I would say it's not. And it's certainly not Franco enough that Franco would enjoy it.
No,
It's not Italians for the Italian, is it?
no, absolutely not. Any fascist dictators allowed?
Oh, come-
Fascist dictators.
Now,
They're
have you
so-
seen a picture of young Stalin?
I think you cut Jane off there because she was just about to say they're so great. They're
I
all
was
fascist.
not going to say they're so great.
Okay, carry on.
Fascist dictators tend to want to take all the attention, and all the attention has got to be on the waiters.
Okay.
That's true.
They are the entertainment.
Yeah.
Fascist dictators are just going to sit there and try and
Yeah, that's true.
dominate.
Yeah. And they're going to want to be clapped,
They are.
even though they haven't done anything.
Or saluted.
Yes.
Mm.
Probably both. At different points in the
we're
evening.
doing the old Prince Charming salute.
That's true.
Yeah.
We've
but
got
they might-
no room for any other type of
Which,
saluting.
if Jane ever were a dictator, that would be her
your salute. Yeah.
I can see it now.
Yeah. The streets lined,
Yeah.
And
with
everyone
crossed
would have
arms.
to have a white stripe across
Yeah.
their nose.
bit of zinc.
That's how you would tell
Yeah.
who was on side.
Yeah. Actually, quite a nice way to do it because you'd really know
Yeah.
at first glance, wouldn't you?
You straight away.
Yeah.
He's on my side.
Yeah.
He's doing this. He's got a white
He's
stripe
got a
across
white
his.
stripe. Difficult to tell.
Yeah. Hard to know for sure. He's got knee-high leather boots.
Yeah.
He's,
And jobless.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. So, dictator free.
Well,
Well,
except from the one.
Yeah.
Who's
I'm just sitting there watching all this
Yeah.
going on and enjoying myself.
yeah. Taking pictures.
Probably.
So, after that spectacle,
actually that's a question. Would you have a photographer who's taking photographs of the waiters for
No.
to document it?
No.
Okay.
To have a videographer.
Videographer. Of course you would because it's a
Okay.
spectacle in performance,
Yeah.
isn't it?
But when we get to the end of the main course,
Yeah.
we all have to stop and have a glass of champagne
Yeah.
and watch them all do the
Perfect.
Prince Charming dance.
Yeah. What?
Which would be spectacular.
Is that happening in a ring around your table so that everybody gets a good view, or are people having to turn in their
because
chairs?
if you look at the video, they're all together at the end. So
Ooh,
at the
nice.
end, they would all be
So they'd
doing it
collect
together
somewhere.
like
Yeah.
a group.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. Okay.
So we've had the musical interlude.
We've had the musical
We've
interlude.
we've had dinner and a show.
Yes.
What would you like for dessert? Puds, if you will.
Can we do that? Well, not can we. We would bring out the little glass dishes again.
Yeah.
So we'd have some trifle.
Okay.
Absolutely, definitely. And then we'd have some kind of traditional sponge pudding with custard.
Mm-hmm.
And profiteroles. Most definitely we'd have to have the profiteroles. And of course we would have a little cheese board.
Of course.
Each. A baby one each.
What's going on your cheese board? Because I know you don't like blue cheese.
I don't like blue cheese, but I do like soft cheeses. I would like a little bit of parmesan, grapes,
Yep.
a little bit of chutney, some celery.
Mm.
Crackers or bread?
That's starting to seem more like a fruit and veg board than a cheese board.
No, cheese boards have
Yeah.
grapes and
Yeah.
stuff on, and crackers.
Crackers.
Yeah, got to have crackers.
Definitely crackers.
Is there a particular sort of cracker that you really like? Because there are a huge variety of crackers, aren't there?
I like the thin ones, very
A
thin
water
ones
biscuit,
with
are they been called?
Water biscuits, no.
No.
The thin ones, maybe with little dusting of salt on.
Oh, yeah.
Like a Ritz cracker type
Yeah.
of thing.
A salted thin.
No, I'll have...
Salted thin, yes.
Is that a real thing? Or
Yeah.
Oh, okay. A salted thin. I have to go back to this because this was a segment on another episode that we did. Because you mentioned trifle, I have to ask.
Oh, yes.
If you had to remove a layer of trifle, what's going first?
Jelly.
Vindicated.
Interesting.
Thank you
Get rid
very
of the jelly.
much. No questions.
If I had to get rid of something, that's what it would be. We keep the custard.
Obviously.
We keep the sponge.
You have to.
We keep the cream.
Yeah. There's a lot of silence from that side of the room.
There is.
I just feel like it's got to be the cream to me.
I can see the cream going. It doesn't add a huge amount. You've got the wetness
Yeah.
of the custard. I can see the cream going, but I'm also removing the jelly.
I enjoy the cream.
I love the cream. I mean, I love all the
don't
the thing
enjoy
is,
the jelly
I
so
love all
much.
the parts of the custard so much, but I like the contrast of the jelly.
It's nice, especially if it's got fruit in it.
Yeah, that's what
Like
I'm. That's what I'm
nice
imagining.
raspberries
Yeah.
in the jelly is very nice.
You got the razzers.
But
yeah.
if I had to get rid of something, it would be the jelly.
Now, okay, if somebody said to you, the thing I have to get rid of is the sponge, what's your first reaction?
Gunshot to the head.
Gunshot to the head.
Yeah, that was the reaction that Ffion and I both had when that was given
I
to us.
think that's outrageous.
Yeah.
You've just got a bowl of custard and jelly at that point.
Jelly and custard, that's what you have at children's party.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad, isn't it? That
Got
is
to
truly
have
awful.
The sponge.
Yeah.
That's what's holding it all together.
The sponge is the
Yeah.
heart of the. I think
Yeah.
it's the last. Actually, we agreed on this. It's not the last thing to go because you wouldn't want to just have a bowl of just dry sponge.
You've got to have the custard.
But it would
Custard
be the
starts
penultimate thing to go. You'd end up with custard and sponge,
Yes.
wouldn't you?
They
Because
are the
you've already
key
ordered that as one of your
ingredients.
puddings.
Yes.
So
indeed.
that is a delicious pudding on its own.
It is.
But you can't get rid of the sponge or the custard first. Because if you
No.
are, to me, that's like saying I don't like trifle.
Well, yeah.
If you don't want the sponge, it's not a trifle.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
And if you don't
jelly
like
custard.
the custard,
Jelly
you
and
don't like
custard.
trifle either. Because trifle is custard, really, isn't it? And it is sponge, and then it's got the other bits on the top.
Yeah. There's some
Crazy.
people who shouldn't be allowed to say they like trifle.
I completely
They
agree.
shouldn't have that.
Yeah, they should have the
privilege
license
in life.
removed.
Trifle.
And I'm assuming, which could be wrong here, but I'm assuming it's a fruit trifle.
As opposed to.
Well, some people like a chocolate trifle.
Oh God, no! There's no
I'm
such
relieved.
thing as a chocolate trifle.
I'm relieved, but I
That's
thought I
just
needed
a
to ask
mess.
just to make it clear for the listeners.
You're a
that
trifle
you're-
purist.
I'm
yeah.
a trifle purist.
Raspberry?
And don't get me started on Cornish scones.
I won't.
I'm a purist there as well.
We'll cut that out.
Yeah.
Are you having sprinkles on top of the trifle? Like hundreds and thousands?
I don't like hundreds and thousands. They look pretty, but they're crunchy and they spoil the trifle.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Because actually, trifle is kind of it's slurpable.
Yeah.
So when you have
I
something that
fruit on the top
Fruit's
of
nice.
the trifle. Yeah,
But that's
they
also
have
slurpable,
berries.
isn't it? Yeah.
Berries, but I think it's a cheap get out, because I think you put the hundreds and thousands on to make it look like you've got fruit on there, but you haven't.
Hundreds and thousands hide a multitude of sins.
That is true.
And they bleed.
They do. Low quality hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
They do,
Yeah. But you presumably wouldn't be using low quality ingredients for your.
They're still crunchy, Rory.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm not trying to persuade you to the hundreds and thousands in
I
any
don't,
case.
I don't like the hundreds and thousands.
And are these classic profiteroles, chocolate on top,
Oh yeah.
filled with
a choux bun,
yeah,
chocolate on the top, filled with fluffy cream.
yeah. Okay.
Nice.
And what was the other thing?
Sponge and custard.
Sponge and custard. Spotted dick, treacle sponge.
Yeah, some kind of traditional
Right,
Yeah.
suet pudding.
suet pudding.
Delicious.
Yes.
And you've also got the petit four on the train.
because that reminds
Which
me
we've
of
been going around
being
for
at
the
school,
starters.
so that's me regressing.
So you need some therapy.
The
The
petit
whole-
four on the train, though, don't remind you of being at school,
No.
presumably.
Mum went to
Oh,
very posh school.
I thought you went to an extremely
It's just the
ostentatious school.
suet pudding.
Yeah. We had suet pudding, but we also had.
Petit four on the train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the petit four were there in the beginning, and
They were.
just,
Yeah.
Don't get Jane started on school puddings.
Gypsy tart. If anybody brings a gypsy tart anywhere near my table, they are going in front of the firing squad.
There's
And
a
to be
firing
fair,
squad at
you
this
do have a
banquet.
firing squad because the waiters are also trained firing squad.
The
Yes,
waiters are all armed.
they are.
Well, they're part of your cult, actually, aren't they?
They're looking
it's increasingly
for
becoming
gypsy
obvious.
tart smugglers.
Yeah.
Because we're not having it.
Yeah. Mum is racist against gypsy tart.
I am.
I think that's reasonable.
Yeah.
They
It's
do
very
sound absolutely
reasonable.
foul when you describe them.
They are just absolutely foul. And I have got a picture of one for you.
I've seen a picture of one. Did you know that Noel Fielding's dream dessert when he did a similar cheap knockoff version of this podcast was gypsy tart?
Well, I think he should be shot by the firing squad.
And you do have a firing squad because of course, the waiters are trained in firing squad as well.
They are watching out for gypsy tart smugglers, Rory. Gypsy tart smugglers.
They
They're
are.
locked
And
and
I
loaded.
bet you, Noel Fielding,
Yeah.
if he had a bloody trifle, he'd take the sponge out.
Slam dunk.
I've got his number.
Yeah. Yeah, do you know what? I actually think that's probably true because he picked all foods that were, how do you describe that texture?
Of gypsy tart.
Of trifle without the sponge, angel delight, that kind of slop.
Oh, yeah.
Slop.
You
That's
know,
the word.
Slop. He
Slop.
picked a lot of slop.
Yeah. Well, he's a very sloppy comedian.
I do think he is, actually.
He is, actually.
I think
yes.
his joke is just he
And
says
his
words
dress
together.
sense, he wears a lot of sloppy clothes.
He does. He's.
You know-
He tell you what, he's not making it into your dandy squad.
He couldn't.
Are you joking? Noel Fielding is like the original 2010's dandy.
Yeah, but that's why 2010 standees suck, isn't it?
You know, you're lucky we're not having this conversation about 8 years ago. Because I put you two in front of the firing squad.
Yeah, I know, but actually also
I
you.
had to sit through multiple Noel Fielding gigs
Yes, so did I.
for you. You dragged me
I went
along.
to 4 of the same one.
And they weren't funny.
No, they weren't funny. But I did take home his eyebrow.
Eyebrow?
He had a stick-on eyebrow, which was, if I'm honest, just a black piece of duct
Like
tape.
that guy on 30 Rock.
Yeah, and it fell off whilst on stage. And I went up at the end of the stage like a little creep and peeled it off the stage floor and took it home.
You lost his autograph that I got for you.
I did. Lose his autograph. He spelt my name wrong anyway, the fat prick.
Well.
Noel, if you're listening.
I'd say she's moved on from 8 years
She's
ago.
moved
Noel,
on.
if you're listening.
Yeah.
Do you know what he sold
She found
out?
out about the sponge and the
That was
trifle.
it.
Yeah.
He sold out. He was supposed to be a cool, little bit grungy. He's doing fucking Bake Off.
He was never
Sell
grungy,
out.
though, was he? He was a fucking loser.
Sell out.
He was always a loser.
He was a sellout.
Yeah, but
when
now he
went into
dances
Bake
around fairy cakes, and I'm not into it.
But he,
Also, he's not funny.
yeah, it is tricky when you're not funny. You've always been a sellout, and you dance around fairy cakes.
Also, he's not
I'm
funny.
not quite sure what Noel Fielding's done to bring this much vitriol.
It's not vitriol.
It's weird, isn't it?
He let me down. Because the two things that he had going for him that I really enjoyed was that he was skinny, looked a bit ill, wore skinny jeans, and had long hair. Now he's balding and fat.
That was 4 things.
Well,
He's not balding.
Mum,
Oh, come on, we're all balding.
you pull back that fringe,
We're all
he's
balding.
like fucking Matt Lucas under there.
It's got a stick-on fringe.
That's what happens when you don't eat the sponge in your trifle.
That's true. It's the sponge that keeps your hair.
It is.
Famously.
Yeah. Famously, my gran used to tell me that
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
And my gran was a baker.
And
Yeah.
famously had a full
Fantastic
head of
head of
luscious
hair.
She did.
Unbelievable head
She
of hair.
did.
Superb.
Well. Okay, so we've got the cheese board, the profiteroles, the trifle, the sponge pudding, the firing squad for gypsy tart smugglers.
Gypsy tart smugglers.
Once you finish your pudding, are you ordering any further drinks,
Coffees.
coffees, liqueurs?
You couldn't possibly end the meal without an after eight.
Yeah.
They're
An after
only
eight?
wafer thin.
Yeah, wafer thin slice.
Wafer thin.
Yes. One single after eight and a coffee.
One?
Oh, sorry, it's because you said an after eight.
Well,
A handful of after eights.
a handful of after eight.
A
You're
scoop.
shoving them into your gob, double-handed.
And
A
the
full
waiters-
Sainsbury's bag
the
of after
waiters
eight.
would have taken them out of those silly envelopes.
That slows you down with
It
an after
does
eight,
slow
doesn't
you
it?
Do you know,
Yeah.
sometimes though you can really nail it. And if you pick up a few at a time, you just shake them. They
And
all
they
come out.
don't
Yeah.
they?
That's really good.
Yeah. They do. If you turn the box upside
That's
down
also-
and
that
lift
works.
them that way,
Yeah, that you get
just-
almost all of them.
You can.
Yeah.
You can.
That's really
yeah.
good.
I don't like after eights. Why am I eating toothpaste after dinner?
So what do you want? Ferrero Rocher?
Well, this isn't my dream menu, but I was just giving my
Well,
opinion.
you were giving
I just
your
give my
opinion, and I am just trying to please the crowd here. Not that we've spent millions of pounds on this event for you.
Yeah, the best you can come
You're
up with is an
going to
after eight.
whine about the after.
No, I'm not whining. I'll eat one. I'll indulge.
That sounded like whining.
Did sound
I'll
like-
indulge.
I can't
No.
drink.
It wouldn't be my choice. That's what I'm saying.
We're not talking about your choice.
No, I'm well aware of that, which is why I tried to move on, but we've stuck. We've stuck with it.
Here
the
we
after
are.
eight bit.
We're 3 minutes deep on
Yeah.
the after eights.
And now I'd like to hear a word from our sponsors.
Okay.
Ikili essential oil, therapeutic grade, 100% pure and natural. Patchouli essential oils, earthy woody aroma. Relax, meditate in Indonesia.
I suppose we could get away with that not being a regional accent. Depending which region we're talking about.
Who knows? But I certainly feel calmer.
So do I.
Thanks, patchouli oil.
Patchouli lily.
Thanks, patchouli oil. I feel much calmer. Now, we have asked this a couple of times. You're refusing to answer. Are you having a fucking coffee?
You haven't asked me about coffee. Nobody's asked me about coffee.
I'm afraid, Jane, if I played back the tapes, you
Yeah.
would discover that I have asked you
Well, I
about
must
coffee
have been
twice.
talking over you.
Right. I'll ask you again. Are you having a coffee?
What?
Would you like a coffee with your after eight?
Yes, I would.
What kind of coffee?
I would like a coffee with a Baileys in it.
Okay. Does that count as an Irish?
Yeah. I would just have an Americano, and instead of milk, I would have Baileys.
A Baileys.
Nice.
And must remember that before this point, we've had a pina colada.
Oh,
Oh,
we've
yes.
been
Yeah,
pinaring.
yeah.
Yeah.
We've had pina coladas.
Yeah.
But that was with the dessert, I think, wasn't it? It came after the mains.
I can't remember where it comes.
I
but-
think you said you wanted it after all food had been consumed. So post after eight, pre Bailey's coffee.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is quite a long night.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
a very long night. It's
Yeah.
lots going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've already had to swap the waiters
And
3
maybe
times.
We've
Some
now hired a firing
cigars.
squad instead.
A cigar.
a cigar.
Okay.
Or maybe a pipe.
You're having a
But we
cigar.
will give all the guests a cigar.
A choice, a
There's
cigar
a little,
or pipe.
like,
Choice
like
of
a
cigar.
golden treasure chest almost. The waiters
Mm.
will open and it'll have your choice of tobacco product.
Yes.
I will have the Lost Mary.
There's no answer to that.
So, Jane, let's talk you through your meal.
Yeah.
You've been welcomed at Ffion's spectacularly opulent eatery, which Rory also knows about. And you've entered to find a large ballroom, resplendent with goblets, drapes, The colours are gold, purple, and orange. There are candles everywhere. But the main feature in this ballroom is the waiters. They are immaculate. Silver service professionals, each dressed in dandy gear. There's no chatting. But there are so many waiters.
Everyone has their own waiter.
Everyone has at least one waiter for them. There are with you 8 people in attendance. Every one of those people have megaphones to speak to the next person on the table because you're so far apart because the room's so large. But also, if you didn't want to use the megaphones, there is a model railway that runs around the table and room generally all the time. The train on the model railway is a steam train. It does emit steam at random intervals, or I suppose precise intervals, on its journey. And toots. It's very important that it toots. You can pass messages using this steam train service, but it also will be continually carrying delicious petit four to all guests who want them at any time in the meal.
And those poppadom things, whatever they're called.
Poppadommers.
Yeah, poppadommers.
Poppadommers?
Yeah,
Poppadommers.
it's carrying the poppadommers too, which we'll get onto in just a second, but it's a very nice reminder. There's one last thing to mention about the ambience, which is that in the corner there is a quintet, but really it's just the drummer who's going absolutely ham on the drums. He's thrashing it up.
Drummer.
He's the engine room.
Normally it would be a quartet, but it has to be a quintet because we have to have the drummer.
Yeah, so we've got the violin, the oboe, the bassoon,
cello.
the cello, and a drummer.
And a bass guitar.
And a bass guitar.
Right.
Sextet.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a sextet.
Yeah.
And they're going berserk most of the time, but in perfect simplicity, so it's very enjoyable to listen to.
Mm.
You've been asked by one of your wonderful waiters what you'd like to have for your water choice, still or sparkling. Of course he already knew. He's no simpleton. It's still water, it's bottled, it's perfection. It's the house's choice of bottle, but you know they'll make the right choice. It's probably coming in a glass bottle. It's delicious water. It's chilled to the perfect temperature and it's being served to you in a glass goblet. There's no ice, there's no slice, but if there was to be a slice, which there is not, it would be lime. You're then asked what you'd like as your starter before the starter. You're given a choice of 2. It's poppadoms or it's bread. You've taken no time at all to think about this, and you've gone straight for poppadoms. They're coming with cucumber and onion salad and mango chutney and nothing else. If there's anything else, you send it back. At this point, the model train set brings round to you all a poppadommer, which is an invention for this evening. A hammer, silver, engraved, perfectly shaped, perfectly sized for cracking open your poppadoms for the enjoyment of yourself and all around the table. You're also given some beautiful silver spoons for spooning on your chutney and your salads. All food, at this point it should be mentioned, is to be removed from the table by the dandy waiters, who are not dancing, but almost dancing. Their every step is balletic.
Threatening. Threatening to dance.
Threatening to dance. They're just threatening dance. Yeah. They're threatening to burst into Thriller at
Everyone's
any moment.
on edge.
Then the waiter returns and he asks, "Are you ready, madam, for your next course?" And you say, "Nothing," because he doesn't need a response from you. He already knows.
He knows.
He's bringing the shell on prawns. They're slathered. He's a professional. He's a pro, this guy. So are they all 50 of them. For the 8 of
Plus
you.
the sextet.
Plus the sextet.
Quite resource heavy.
Yeah.
It's resource heavy.
God knows how many are in the kitchen.
Well, with these cauldrons, probably quite a few.
A lot.
Shell on prawns. They're covered in garlic butter, and they're coming in a full cauldron for each of you. Now, we discussed that you would probably be unlimited in your volume of shell on prawns, but you didn't feel that it was likely you were going to get to the end of your cauldron before the time that you would normally be allotted for this particular portion of the meal was elapsed. But we did have one specification, which is that at no point at all during the evening should anybody, and I am looking at you now, Ffion, be sucking the juices out of the prawns' heads. That is strictly verboten, and if it happens, you will be put in front of the firing squad / dandies.
Which I only
Slash
found out
waiters.
that we had recently.
Well, everyone only found
No
out.
one
Right?
told me there were guns.
It was a last minute change in script.
Yeah.
Did tell you I was a murderer right at the beginning.
That is
is
true.
true.
You were warned, and she does have the aura and energy of a cult leader
Yeah.
who would inspire 50 dandy-ish waiters to follow her around. Firing squad, yeah, zinced, cross-armed salute. You know, I think you knew what was coming.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
You've only got yourself to blame. To finish this course, you're being brought a lovely little finger bowl in some porcelain, some china. It's lime and it's water. It's no lemon. The lemon is gone. We don't like lemons here.
Snap my alert.
Sorry, I should have done the klaxon.
We should have done a now from a word from our sponsors. You have to do that again. Do a now word from our sponsors, and we'll yeah.
Okay.
After that interruption, we'll just come back to the main event, which is the drinks. The drinks are twofold, but at different portions of the evening. Well, manyfold, but the main drinks are twofold at different portions of the evening. It's champagne, but you would be happy also with a prosecco or an asti, but we've gone for champagne, I think, at final choice. It's going to be served first with a flute for the duration of the shell on prawns incident, and then after that it will be in boats. I've seen you eat shell on prawns.
It's an incident.
You've seen her eat shell.
I've seen her eat
It's
shell
the
on
whole
prawns.
head.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
We flute first and then it will be boat afterwards. You cannot get drunk in this restaurant. Not possible. Once you've finished with your champagne, you will be served pina coladas in a hurricane glass. And that will also be delicious. But we just agreed that would be normally after pudding. But if you change your mind on the night, of course it will be here for you. Then we're on to the main, the showstopper. This is a 4-part tapas-style Italian-Spanish extravaganza. We've got paella from Santiago, the seafood version. We've got the Vesta Paella, which is a birthday special for Jane. Buttery gloriousness. Then we've got the ravioli in butter from Carluccio's, which is stuffed with spinach and ricotta. There must be more than 3 available. Even if you don't eat them all, there must be more than 3 available. And then we've got some smoked salmon linguine, which will also be in one of the 4 platters or 4 bowls which you'll have. There will be lots of little bowls. You can go and replenish at any time you want to. But those will be the main ones that you'll be enjoying for the evening, and so will your guests. On the side, there'll be some green Italian salad, oil and lime to dress. Then the main event. We've had the main event. We had the show-stopping main, but now it's the main event. The dishes are cleared by the almost but not quite dancing dandy men. And then, as they finally clear the dishes, they do burst into dance for one glorious moment. The full Prince Charming dance.
Yes.
Caught in immaculate high definition, in 4K, by this evening's videographer, for you to enjoy for the rest of your life. They're going to do this. Everybody's going to be enjoying it hugely, titillated, titivated, thrilled, beyond belief. And then they're going to bring in with them the final course, which is pudding. 3 puddings and a cheese board. It's trifles, it's profiteroles, it's fun and custards. Those are served in the glass bowls from earlier. Brought back out for everyone again. I'm sure there'll be more if needed, but we're expecting that probably after 3 bowls people have probably had their fill of that. And then there's a cheese board on the side. We discussed lots of things about the cheese board, but the only 3 things I've written down are grapes, salted thin, and celery. So it looks like there's going to be no cheese on your cheese board.
Soft cheeses.
I do now
And
remember that.
Parmesan.
I just didn't write it down at the time. So
That's a
soft
shit cheese board.
soft cheese.
Salted thins and celery.
It's not. I did when I got to that point. I thought, I'm not sure I've taken the notes very well.
No.
That is not my best waiting work.
You are not hired.
I'm not
You missed
hired.
out the cheese one.
Absolutely, yeah. But we've got soft cheese. I've now been reminded, and parmesan, which everybody's going to enjoy. It's cleared away again. Not dancing again, but almost dancing. Backing up gently to be replaced with after eights, Bailey's coffees, and then brought in little golden treasure chests, a choice of cigars or pipes or another tobacco alternative, I suppose.
The Lost Marys.
Lost Marys.
Jane, does that sound like the sort of evening you'd enjoy?
Oh, yes.
Looking back in the cold light of day, are you happy with all your decisions?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I'm very happy
We're all
with
happy
all
with
those
all the
decisions.
decisions.
Especially the waiters.
Yeah.
The dandy boys.
Yeah. Okay, so we've done all of that. The evening is coming to a close.
And then Chief Dandy Boy.
Chief Dandy Boy, rather crudely, I suppose, has handed you the card machine. Are you leaving a tip?
I didn't know this was going to be thrown at me.
Well, that's kind of the point.
Because
put you off guard.
In this kind of event, money, you British don't talk about money.
Okay.
This would all have been sorted out.
You've
before we
prepaid.
Started.
You've prepaid.
I've prepaid.
Okay. You're not, giving the.
And I've given them a massive tip.
Okay. Huge. You're not giving a 10 to the fittest waiter on the day.
No.
I think, Phil, possibly with the amount of money we're talking about here, a 10 would actually be insulting.
Yeah.
It would
Okay,
be.
that's fair enough.
Yes.
You'd be checks only at this point
Yeah.
in order to get the volume of cash, or you'd be fistfuls.
Money. Nobody talks about money at these events.
Okay. Money strictly off the cards.
It wouldn't
don't
even occur to
talk
anybody to talk about
money.
it.
What's the word? It's
Uncouth.
Gauche.
uncouth, gauche. Yeah,
Crude.
nobody
Like
talks
oil.
about money. It would be, you would bring. Oh,
Okay.
For the listeners only, Jane, while doing the gasp, also did a dramatic take back. Both
Clutch
hands
of the
went
pearls.
to the throat.
Yeah.
pearl clutching.
Yeah.
Gasp.
Okay, well, this has been an eye-opening and terrifying look into the mind of a lunatic.
And by far our longest episode yet.
Yes.
Sorry.
No, there was just so much to discuss.
There was so much to
I
unpack.
still have so many questions, but I guess we'll just have to leave it there.
I don't think I'm ever going to get my special night.
It might be hard to pull off. I don't even know 50 hot guys.